looking ahead to the matchup on Tuesday night against the Maple Leafs in Boston on national TV. By the way, Jeremy Swayman's 3 straight wins for him.
Yeah.
926 save percentage, 227 goals against average in that span, and a great performance, especially in the third period against the Maple Leafs.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't think I breathed. I say that a lot. I pop on here and then Sophia and I will be talking and then it'll be like, so what'd you make of this? And I'll be like, I didn't breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was that kind of period. No question, especially with Willie Nylander's. Well, I mean, it's crazy to see post to post and then just by the skate.
Right. I needed that in slow motion 5 more times, but I was just happy with the result ended up being, honestly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, I'm psyched for that. But then, okay, and then also, was that did I hear Swayman drop a belief in there, or was it believe?
Belief.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I think it was a belief.
I love that kind of confidence.
Yeah, nice job.
Well, hope we see more belief on Tuesday. But yeah, I mean, I forgot who we were chatting with, but obviously winning helps with the buy-in and helps with believing and helps with the confidence and whatnot. But I think what also it helps with is for this group to bond, because then we talk about earlier in the show, just kind of like how Zadar always talks about the team. Well, in order for the team to get to that kind of cohesion and just like battle and identity, a lot of it is making sure that they become a family first and they're working for one another and they're bonding. And I think that we're seeing a tighter knit group. It was actually Belle. It was Belle who hopped on and was just saying how, like, you know, there's new jokesters in the locker room and you're seeing some personalities come to life and you're hearing other people start to speak up. And I think that that's really starting to translate into this team being able to have those gutsy wins and starting to find this result.
Yeah, which happens over the course of a season with every team in the NHL. But the X factor is, well, how well do they get along after things aren't going well?
Yes.
Right? And I think that's, you know, and again, during the 6-game losing streak, you know, at some point after one of the losses, you know, Marco Sturm had said, I'm glad this happened. So you could see, it's like, hey, you know what, this is what we have to work on. We need to be better here.
Yeah.
And to go through a 6-game losing streak early in the year, you know, after a long road trip, coming home feeling crappy about it, and to come out the other side of that, and I know we have a long way to go, but now you're at 6 straight wins. And so you've already experienced some adversity early on in your year with a number of new faces, and you've come out on the other side of it.
Yeah.
So you got a new head coach trying to figure things out. I mean, that could be a huge building block for this team moving forward.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that Marco was saying that it's good that it happened now.
Yep.
But I was asking too, like, do we feel like we all kind of jumped on this emotional roller coaster because they exceeded expectations in the beginning of the season? Like, if they would have come out, let's say, won one, lost one, lost in overtime, and another one, like, would we have been all of a sudden kind of like gutted to this team having to go through that slippery slope there for a minute? Yeah,
I mean, it's a fair point. I mean, I think the opening night win in Washington was like, wow.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I would say the 2 wins at home, maybe not as wow, but yeah, I mean, maybe. I think it's possible. But I think at the end of the day, you know, this team has shown some battle early on. They've been able to experience adversity, come out on the other side of it. And the win in Toronto without Charlie McAvoy, without Casey Middlestad, who, by the way, is now week to week after going knee to knee on Thursday night against the Senators. You didn't have Johnny Beecher's, again, depth piece. He was back on the ice for practice. He was the extra forward. Elias Lindholm, too.
Yeah.
Right? Don't forget.
Yeah.
You've been without Elias Lindholm for a few games now.
Who's your face-off king, by the way.
Yeah, your face-off king, right? Your top-line center. And you've still been able to win games and figure it out. I mean, that's pretty impressive. You're also in a stretch of 5 straight games against the Atlantic Division, right? You're 2-0 so far. You got 3 left. You got Toronto Tuesday. You got Ottawa in Ottawa on Thursday, and then on Saturday you got your first matchup against Montreal. Yep.
That's going to be a
Montreal was in first place in the Atlantic Division.
Exactly.
So these are big games early in the year, and they're even bigger because of the compressed schedule, which we have talked about ad nauseum, right?
Yeah.
Because of the fact that you're going to be playing so many games. You know, that Thanksgiving rule is really going to come into play now.
Yes.
Right? Where teams in playoff position by American Thanksgiving, you know, 75, 80% of the time are in the postseason at season's end.
Yep.
So if you can be in playoff position by then, you're looking pretty good.
Well, I'd say something that adds to the positivity of what that can look like is the different heroes of each game
Yeah.
There has been a consistent hero too, though, and that brings us to Morgan Geekie.
Yeah.
I love the campaign that he's on right now, and I think I enjoy it and enjoy watching it outside looking in, because when you can see a player talk about certain things that they wanted to focus on but didn't weigh them down in the off season, or it wasn't even asked of them, but now it's starting to translate into their game, that is extremely cool. I feel like
incredible shot.
that's the thing, and he's going to be one of those guys that continues to climb the list of somebody who can score from all areas on the ice, because we've already seen it, but it's just like the moments now that they're coming in clutch on, like between him and Pasta, but you don't have to rely on them every night to get the job done, and that's what's made this team fun to watch.
No, you don't. And again, didn't score his first goal last year until November 12th, which is Wednesday.
Crazy to think about.
Last year. And since the calendar turned to 2025, I believe he is now second only to David Pastrnak in goals, right? Since the calendar year began, there's nobody in the National Hockey League outside David Pastrnak that scored more than Morgan Geekie. I mean, think about that for a second.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And the other thing that he does on the power play, right? It's another weapon on the power play. So you can't just smother David Pastrnak, right? You got to account for Morgan Geekie now if you're an opposing penalty kill.
I know. I believe, was it the Buffalo Sabres that have a sneaky good penalty kill? They're like number 1 or number 2.
Yeah, they're number 1 in the league
NHL.
when the Bruins play them. Yeah.
It's Morgan Geekie that grabs the 4th one ever of the season thus far, and like that just continues to add to the value that he's bringing there. And just, I mean, he's so humble about it, but insane shot that he's got going on.
Yeah, 11 goals now on the year, and again, you know, healthy scratches last year. You know, when the Bruins were struggling, obviously. But you know, again, really kicked it into gear in December of last year, and it's been just consistent.
Roll over since.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
All right, I got to ask the big question.
Yeah, what's up?
Does Pasta get 400 tomorrow night?
That would be sweet against the Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see him do it at home.
Yeah.
You know, obviously 400 is 400, but for the Garden fans on national TV. Against the Maple Leafs. Not today, Justin.
Not today, Justin.
Yeah.
I love that. That place is going to be shaking, so that's for sure.
He'll be the 6th player in Bruins history of 400. And looking at it, right, he's going to pass Rick Middleton soon. Brad Marchand is in his crosshairs.
Yes.
He could even catch Patrice Bergeron and be in 3rd place by season's end. He's a realistic shot at that. He scored 40 goals in 4 straight years.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't have to score 40 to pass Patrice. So he could be in 3rd place.
And still.
By season's end. And he turns 30 in May.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Turns 30.
Yeah.
All these guys are on the Tom Brady method. I believe it. I truly believe it. Like, whenever they decided to sneak that into their regimen, that's the next questions that you and Sophia have to ask in the locker room.
Well, I'll tell you, man, like the milestones from David Pastrnak are going to keep rolling in, right? You got the 400 goals, moving up the list. You know, 1,000 points isn't going to be too far behind. You know, when all is said and done, you know, health withstanding, I mean, he'll be the number 1 goal scorer in Bruins history.
Oh, right? Yeah. Somebody asked me the other day, do I think that his peak will be wasted here? And I said, not a chance. The future does feel bright for this team, and the young prospects and the guys that are going to potentially get a chance to wear the smoked B. I mean, I feel over the next couple of years it's going to get more exciting.
Winning helps, right?
It does.
It does.